Rachel's mornings were always the same. She would rise before the sun, brew a cup of tea, and sit quietly at her kitchen table. The house was still, the streets outside calm, and the only sound was the ticking of the clock above her stove. Every morning she whispered the same prayer, "Lord, please send me the job you promised. Please open the door I have been waiting for." She had been unemployed for nearly a year. Interviews came, but the calls never followed. Friends encouraged her. Church members told her to keep trusting, but the silence wore her down. Her savings were almost gone. Each morning, the prayer grew softer, as if she wasn't sure anyone was listening anymore.
Rachel was not lazy, nor without faith. She worked hard, applied faithfully, and prayed even harder. But as weeks turned into months, she began to feel invisible. "Maybe God has forgotten me," she thought one night, staring at the ceiling in the dark. "Or maybe I am asking for too much." The waiting became heavy. It wasn't only about money. It was the ache of feeling unheard, unseen, left behind. She stopped opening her Bible some mornings. She stopped singing during church worship. She smiled when people asked how she was doing, but inside, she felt hollow.
One Thursday afternoon, as Rachel left another unsuccessful interview, she wandered into a small park near the bus stop. She sat on a bench, watching children laugh as they chased each other. An older woman with silver hair sat beside her, carrying grocery bags. She glanced at Rachel and, after a moment, said softly, "You look tired, dear. May I share something with you?" Rachel nodded, surprised. The woman smiled gently. "When I was younger, I prayed for God to move in my life, but it felt like He was silent. It was only years later I understood. His silence was not absence. He was preparing me. And when the right moment came, it was better than anything I had asked for." Rachel blinked back tears. She had never told this stranger her struggles, yet her words pierced her heart like a warm light in the cold. The woman squeezed her hand, stood up, and walked away. Rachel never even asked her name.
That evening, Rachel sat again at her kitchen table, tea steaming in her cup. She didn't know how long the waiting would last. She didn't know when the phone would ring with good news. But something inside her shifted. For the first time in months, she opened her Bible, and her eyes fell on a verse she had underlined years ago. "The Lord is good to those who wait for Him, to the soul who seeks Him." She closed her eyes and whispered, not in desperation this time, but in quiet trust, "Lord, even here in the silence, I know you are near." And in that moment, though nothing outside had changed, her heart felt lighter. The silence was no longer empty, it was filled with His presence.
Rachel's story reminds us that waiting is never wasted. God's timing may feel slow, but it is never late. His silence is not abandonment, it is often preparation. So if you too are in a season of waiting, let this be your prayer. "Lord, I am patient and waiting for your healing." Type those words in the comments as your declaration of faith today. And if this story gave you peace, share it with someone who needs the same reminder. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of hope and faith.